And just so you know, I'm going over to a friend's house, going to a pool party today.
Oh, nice.
I woke up feeling tropical, and so of course I had to put on the linen shirt. I've got my bathing suit on. I'm not even punk rock right now. I'm not going to stand up and you're like, Rick, you got a speedo on. That's not a big.
Yeah, we're like, don't stand up. Like, no.
Please sit down in the back row.
Right.
Yes, you, sir. You in the speedo. Sit down. Hello, Dallas Fort Worth, directed from Connection, sponsored by PMC Entertainment. And yes, I'm back in hiding, but for full disclosure, I snuck out last night. Mom and Dad don't know yet, so yeah. And this week's guest for a little one-on-one therapeutic conversation is none other than my friend Ralph. How are you, sir?
What's up, buddy? How you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm telling you, I'm losing brain matter by the minute.
We all are.
Yeah, but you're so cool about it. You're just like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep moving.
We're moving. Oh, we're moving. We're just dragging people along with us.
Exactly.
Oh my God, you look really good, my friend. Really good.
Thank you.
And it was great because we got to hang out for a few moments post-show soiree over at Lava Cantina recently.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming out to the show, man. That was fun.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Now, how many shows have you played since the quarantine thing has gone on?
Wow. I want to say between maybe 20. Okay.
You're still playing then. Like,
yeah, it's been spurring because actually COVID hit. I was on tour. And my COVID hit. I was in DC and my girlfriend came out I was supposed to be gone until basically the end of April. And she came out, and when she landed, the tour ended the day she flew back home on the 16th of March.
Oh, wow.
It was
wow.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
So we were kind of in the same boat. I was on, vacations, not really tour. So Rebel Yell plays a show. We opened for Even It Up Valentine's Day on the 14th. That night I go home, and everybody's heard me tell this story like a million times. I went home and I slept for like 3 hours, got up, went to the airport, flew to Miami. Of course, I was drinking still. You just said we're on vacation, baby. I could drink 24/7 on vacation. So we fly to Miami, spent a day, got on a cruise ship, went down to Honduras, Belize, Cozumel. Great vacation. Get back on the 23rd. Somebody gets on the boat that ended up having COVID, as like we missed them. Like, wow. And fly back to Dallas, and then like a week or two later, y'all are on timeout. Like, you've been bad. Go home.
Yeah.
And
it's rough. It's rough.
And I did pretty good at first being on house arrest. I mean, they didn't make me wear an ankle monitor this time, which was, I mean, that's really hard to match your wardrobe with tracking devices.
Very true.
And then I'm still terrorizing the crap out of everybody from home.
Yeah, you have to. You gotta. And it's like I told my girl, like, it hit me where I guess the first month that was nothing, and I'm beating on pillows and beating on my, I'm like.
Notice I looked up at you. You said beaten, and I looked up like.
It's just, as a drummer, we like to play. So play. It was a real, like, it made me even more, I guess, grateful of being a musician and having the ability to entertain. So it's now my mindset is completely different, because now it's like I get to do what I love, and it's an honor, basically. It's fun.
It really is. Simplest form. It really is an honor to be a musician.
Yeah.
I might be guilty at times of taking it for granted because I play drums.
Yeah.
And I play drums so much, and I just, to me, it's not that big a deal. All my friends are musicians.
Right.
We play music. And then I meet people and they're like, oh man, if I could only, man. And you forget. I mean, we get to do this. So for us, it feels natural, but for some folks, it's not so natural. And
Right.
you have to have those and go, I feel blessed. I feel lucky. It's
Exactly.
a privilege to be a musician.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And there's times like these where you sit back and say, like, I love positivity. I stay positive. I try to, even in the negativity, I try to stay as positive as possible. And I look at it as saying, okay, music has a way of healing the world. So why not do it? Especially in times like this. Why not do it? Why not?
Oh,
it's an honor.
100%.
You know? Yeah. So that's what I feel.
Have you found that the shows you've played during COVID have felt a little more special because of that?
Yes, it feels special and weird because this is, people come out and they like what they see, they have fun, but they can't dance. They got to stand at the tables, that dance floors are closed. Yeah, it's like, sit at your seat and dance. Yeah,
I can dance in my chair.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But it's, how musicians, we like to interact, we like to feedback, but it's no feedback at all. But it's still good. So
it is good, and that people are at home, and because a lot of folks have watched. Obviously we're all watching live streams.
Right.
I mean, some of us are sneaking out, but I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. But I mean, it's you realize that when you're on stage, you have to find that zen, and just I kind of imagine, now we're getting a few people, great, but still the people at home
watching, yeah.
And so you look for the cameras and they're like,
right. Like, I see you.
Hello, guys. Are you there? Hello. Oh, right. I would play the video of you. I do that kind of crap here at the house, and seriously, I'll have conversation. I'm bad. I'm
like
losing
that.
it.
I love that. I love it. No problem.
I love it. And I got to ask you. So the masks. Do you like them?
Well, no. I have a mask now.
Okay, I don't care anymore. On to the next question. No, I asked because I love the mask. I got like a dozen of them. I'm like shopping for masks now. And my favorite one is Darth Vader.
Oh, really? Well, I have a Gunja mask now, where it's a guy with a face. He has a bud lit out of his mouth, and he had dreads. And
nice.
In a beanie, basically. So yeah, I like that.
See, you lied to me. You said you don't like them, but if you didn't like them, you wouldn't have gone and found a cool.
Well, that's the new normal now. That's the new normal.
You know what? I'm completely okay with going to the liquor store with a mask and sunglasses on. I'm over it. I mean, it used to feel like. Next thing is, can I walk in with a water gun? News at 5.
Right.
Local musician goes to prison for oh yeah, my luck, I'd end up making the news. And of course, everyone's like, yeah, we knew he was a moron before all that.
Right.
And then he went to the liquor store with a gun. Like,
right. Like, hey, I don't know what happened. Like, hey,
I knew the bank was a no-no, but I figured liquor store, not a big deal.
Well, I mean, hey, liquor stores was open the whole time in the pandemic. So I mean, hey,
Have you paid attention? I make Jello shots like every weekend. So they actually know me by my mask because I walk in there and I come up with gallons of vodka. And they're like it's weekend time.
Yeah, hey, you have to keep your sanity. That's probably.
I've gotten good at Jello shots. I mean, taking them as well as making them.
Right. Well, that's a good art to have.
So when the end of the world comes, my contribution to society will be, I'm a Jello master. What's yours?
I like that.
What's yours?
Mine? I don't know. I guess I'm a mixologist. I'm an undercover mixologist. Yeah.
So we can work together. We can open a bar. I've got the Jello cover.
Yeah.
And it'll be like those Mexican restaurants that have the tortilla machines.
Right.
You're gonna have the Rick Jello making machine, and I'll just be like,
just
it's
keep
the Rick 2000.
Yeah, just keep it rolling. Hey, keep it going.
Oh my
Jello
God,
shot's good.
the Rick 2000.
There you go. that could be a brand.
It has a production rate of 150 Jello shots an hour. Wait till the 2.0 model comes out. No, dude. Yeah, honestly, it's like watching. I Love Lucy, when she's at the chocolate factory and the chocolates are coming down the line and she's shoving them in her mouth. And
Hey, it's not wrong with that. Hey, that's nothing wrong with that. I love it.
My question to you is: if you were at an all-inclusive vacation, open bar, and they had a happy hour, or you were at an event where it was all you could drink, and they were bringing you the little petite Coronas, would you just drink one and when you got done get another one? Or option B, if every time the waitress came by, she handed you another beer, would you just keep collecting them in your fingers until you finish this one? That way you don't run out. I mean, it isn't all you can drink, but which option would you go for?
Well, I'm not a beer drinker.
Okay, so they're cocktails. So you have one cocktail in your hand, and she comes by and she offers.
Well, I would have a bunch of cocktails. Yeah, because I would if I'm on a resort somewhere and I need a cocktail, I need to have at least 3, 4 there. Yeah, no.
So what you're saying is idle hands are the devil's playground. So you're like, if you just keep cocktails in it, there's no way I can get in trouble.
No, not at all. I'm just no.
And there's no flaws to that methodology at all, right? I mean,
no, why not? I mean, hey, I'm there to have a good time.
I'm sold. I'm in all the way. Oh my God, Ralph, we could definitely open a bar. I mean, we could.
It would be a killer bar. Why not? Hey.
Oh my Lord.
I love it.
You have been obviously doing some practicing. Learn anything new, like musically? Learn anything new chops or new music? Well,
I've actually gone back to rudiments just to re-educate myself. Just I'm an education guy. You
want to give me lessons?
Oh yeah.
You've seen me play. You know how much work you got, right?
Dude, you're easy. No, you're easy compared to other people that want to play. No.
Until he started teaching me, and then he's like, "Please take this idiot away."
No, I'm even guilty. I done had some crazy students, and
So when you say go back to rudiments, are we talking like double stroke paradiddles?
I'm talking from single stroke rolls all the way to double paradiddles, triple paradiddles, all of that. 64, I'm going down to,
You mean there's more than 4 beats in a measure?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, can we go back to square one? I just recently bought a drum set, little 18-inch from John Zug.
Okay. I love John.
I love John.
He does all my snares.
I know he does.
Snares, that's my man.
Well, wait. There's more.
Okay.
You know that I have that one Dallas drum snare, that white one that I love. Love.
Yeah.
So I got an 18-inch kick, maple kick, and a piccolo snare, a 14x4. Oh my God, I love them. And so I played a gig with Rebel Yell, and all I brought was a hi-hat, snare, and a kick.
Yeah.
You want to talk about going back to the basics and working on your rudiments? Play an entire set with your band using nothing but a hi-hat, a snare, and a kick. And really having to get creative with those 3 mediums to make a huge sound.
Yep.
Wow.
That is a good exercise, actually. Like I tell anybody that's trying to enhance their skills, try to play maybe 3 songs that are real drum heavy with just a bass drum, snare, and hi-hat, and see if you can produce the same. Because what happens is we think left and right brain. Yeah. Okay, so we got a lot going on at one time.
Well, maybe not me, but
Well,
Dude, my little hamster on the running wheel.
But no, you got like you probably got 4 brains, going at one time.
It's 4 hamsters, 4 running wheels, or maybe 4 hamsters, 1 running wheel.
Right.
But anyhow, as we digress,
right. But if you take a drum song and like this song for all the drummers out there. If you take a drum song that's real drum and you minimize your thought process by hi-hat, snare, and bass drum, you'll be surprised how your creativity will your juices will flow, because now you don't have a cymbal, or you don't have a tom, or you don't have a double bass drum. You don't have that. So now you have to say, okay, right here it calls for double bass drum. So how can I be creative and say, I have a hi-hat, snare, and foot pedal, and bass drum. Okay, what can I do to make this booga-digga-digga-digga sound? When I do, okay, booga-digga-digga-digga-digga-digga, you're doing it like this. So
hey, that look really bad on camera. I'm just going to let you know right now. Don't worry, I'll get yelled at later. I'm getting mail.
No.
Anyhow.
It just being creative, really, and that's something I practice. Instead of, like, I play big kits, you play big kits, but instead of playing a big kit for practice, minimize it. So whereas your juices will start flowing, and then once you get behind the kit, it's like, oh damn, I can do this. Oh damn, I can do this. It's more, you'll be more creative, basically.
I've gone back to, especially in the last decade, I'm just a 4-piece, 1 up, 1 down, a very simple kit. And it has, for me, my goal every night when I play a kit is, how do I make this small drum set sound huge? You know, and I am a pocket drummer. I love being a pocket drummer, man. I admire some of the greats, Buddy Rich, Stuart Copeland, But for me, and because I'm in it to groove, being in the pocket and taking that small kit, the challenge of going to such a small kit has been fun. And I've been listening to, I went back and I've been listening to a lot of the Violent Femmes, and all he used was a snare.
Wow.
Just a snare and brushes. That was it. And anybody who's listened to the Femmes, I mean, it sounds great.
Yeah.
But you go, he had to play the heck out of that one instrument. Just one. So, yeah.
It's a challenge. And then you can take it a step further when you say, okay, take it to a show and play the whole entire show with nothing but bass drum, snare, hi-hat, and in the show, do a solo.
Oh.
See how, and you see how your juices will start flowing, because then if you fold, you're going to fold. But
okay, can I just, I give Uncle.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge for most drummers, because most drummers are handicapped by playing toms and cymbals, and they're trying to use that as a supplement.
It's a crutch,
right? Not
it's a crutch,
right? So if you say to yourself, okay, boom, I'm gonna buckle down and I'm gonna use just these 3 elements for a multi-elemental song. I'm gonna use these 3 elements and see how creative you can be. And it's like, oh hell, oh okay, yes, I can do this. Oh, I can do that. Oh hey, I can do this. And then you start seeing how you can implement that 3-piece once you get behind the set. And it's like, okay, now it makes sense.
Yeah.
But the drummers, they like, even when you start teaching someone, they want to go in like, no. You got to first learn basics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, be steady there, and then we branch out. But everyone wants to no.
I actually, it's funny because I'm not the creator of this, and I don't know who the original was that said it. One of my bands, and we complained about doing a song, and because it was so simple. And the comment was made, and it wasn't me, but the comment was made, well, then if it's so simple, it should be your best song.
Oh, wow.
If you find a song that boring, that simple, then you should play that song perfectly. You should have no issues at all. There should be never a mistake, because if the song is so simple, so boring, and it makes you start going, well, it's so I don't maybe like the song for whatever reason, but don't ever say I hate that song because it's boring. Oh, if it's boring,
It should be
you gotta make
perfect.
sure yeah, that should be an easy song for you to get 100% perfect on.
Right.
And
Right. But see, here's the thing that I've found, like from the local versus the national. Locally, we can get away with, certain things.
Yeah.
Nationally, you can't, because everything is like here, and everything is mic'd, everything is up front.
Oh yeah.
They got you so in tune where it's like, here you go. And you have to be very precise, very calculated, even in rolling and all tempos. Or locally, you can get it on out, it's fine,
Yeah.
problem. But it's a different monster. And people always ask me, they say, okay, so what do you think the difference would be between, a local show versus a national show? And I always tell them, technically, it shouldn't be a difference.
Nope.
Because if you're a musician, if you play nationally or locally, you should be giving your best regardless of what you're playing.
Amen.
But it's not like that.
Okay, so I look at that though. Okay, I agree with you 100%. And I personally look at it like every single time you get on stage, you need to act. If you're at Gas Monkey, Lava, if you're at O'Reilly's, which is a smaller venue,
right,
you should get on stage and play like you're playing American Airlines Center and treat it with the respect. It is a stage. People are paying to be entertained. Give it 110% and play like you're on that big stage. And again, I always try to look at the back of the room that people when I'm playing, only because I know they can't make eye contact with me, but I want to make sure that you realize the full spectrum of the medium that you're performing in. And so, always play, give it 100% every time on stage. Never have any regrets.
Yeah, you have to. But a lot of people, like I had a conversation. This was I want to say maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I was playing. I won't name the band. I was playing with a band here, and I left to go on tour. And the band was fine, but the leader of the band was not. But he didn't like it, which I'm like, I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
So we had a conversation, and he was like, "Well, my ceiling is to play locally."
Okay.
And I said, "Okay, that's your ceiling. Keyword, your ceiling. My ceiling is not to play locally. My ceiling is to go as far as my musical talent will allow me to go."
Yep.
And just in that mind frame, I'm like, okay, you are a tremendous musician. So why would you cap yourself to say you only can play locally? Why not broaden your horizons?
Because I think sometimes people get locked into, and I might even be guilty of it at times. You get locked into one idea or comfort level where in reality is when I got into this, I said, I want to play the biggest venues. I will play little venues. I want to play big venues. I just like the atmosphere of it. I'm more comfortable on stage in front of thousands of people playing than I am on a small stage in front of 5 people. So, and that's why you got to work that much harder for the small shows to make it great. I just happen to like big stages and I'm comfortable there. I know some people freak out, and we all come to grip with it in our own way. But the difference is, that you're under a microscope, and I like the pressure of it. I'll be honest with you. I like knowing that I need to step up my game. And even if it means to sit in the pocket, don't get too flashy. Don't show off too much. Make sure that you're precise, entertaining, but precise, and that your meter doesn't push. You're not pulling the songs. It just makes you work. Yeah. And let's be honest, we get on stage, we are working as much as we're creating. Work a little harder. And me personally, I like it. I'm a drummer. I'm the heartbeat of the band. Yep. That to me, and almost every drummer out there, there is a prestige about sitting on the throne, which is and it's called a throne for a reason. Exactly. And being the heartbeat. And it took me a long time to realize I don't have to be the best drummer out there, technically, like the Neil Pearts and the Buddy Richards. But I better be a really strong tempo, really strong heartbeat, and make sure that I pump away the whole time. So
right. See, I call it driving the bus.
That's how I dance. This is
right. And see, people, and I tell everybody this, all my like students and people that I teach, I tell them like this. You control as much as the lead singer thinks that he controls, or guitar player, or the keyboardist, that much as they think they control things, the drummer controls everything, because without the heartbeat, the body will not function. That's it.
Get out the flowers, throw a little dirt on it.
That's
We're
it.
done.
That's it. Right. So the drummer is the rhythm, the heartbeat. You keep everything together. Yeah. So you also have to be cognizant of, okay, and this is nothing I tell drummers. A lot of drummers that I sub for, they only have like the track in the ears, or the lead singer. I'm like, how can you vibe with the bass player? You don't hear bass. And how can you vibe with a guitar player? You don't hear guitar. How can you drive a bus that you can't hear? Like, it makes no sense.
What do you take? I mean, when you get back for a gig, what do you take in your ears?
I have everything. Everything. I want to hear everything, because this is how I think. If we're in the middle of a show, and she can tell you this, because
we'll get to that.
Yeah, we played together a long time. If we're in a show and say we hit a moment and we start vibing, if I can't hear them, how can you even have a moment?
You can't.
So I want to hear everything. I need to hear the singer. I need to hear the horns. Anything that's on stage that is under the sound of me playing with them, I need to hear everything, so I know what's going on.
I take a very little bit of kick, just a little kick, very little snare, because I really don't need it. If I can get hi-hat, I'm elated, because I like to hear the click. I like to hear the metronome going. Yeah. Outside of that, I want my bass player. I got to hear the bass, because that's foundation of the band. I gotta vibe with my bass player. Then I want to hear my guitarist. I got to make sure I know where my cues are. I got to feel the structure of the music, and I need to hear my vocalist. I don't need to hear backing vocals. With Rebel Yell, we have keyboards. I do want to hear a little bit of the keyboard, but for me, because I know my music, I only take what I really need. I don't need a front of house like CD quality.
Oh no, yeah.
I need to hear the components of my fellow musicians so that I can do my job 100%. And it doesn't mean I don't need to hear a lot of me, but I want to hear a little me. I need to hear, again, the things that make me fall into that groove, get in that Zen place where we are connecting. That's what I take. And I know some people, I've listened to other people's mixes, and I don't play with clicks. I don't know if you do or not. I don't play with a click. I have no tracks. So everything that I do on stage is always, that's just me. That's me trying to listen and keep the flow steady, not get hyper and excited and push, or not slow down too much. I can't play with a click, but some drummers, that's all they take is that click or that track.
Right.
And they focus on that so much that, like you said, they're not following maybe we're going to get off piece here a little bit. Or I always call them holding patterns, where, if the vocalist's having a great show or he's having a moment with the crowd, we go into that pattern and you just hold. And I think that's part of the fun of it, because it's, when you roll out of those holding patterns, it usually crescendos into this explosion of music, and you're right back, and people go nuts. I like that. I don't like dead air on stage. I will go from song to song to song. Right. And maybe it's me coming in and just having a beat. They can be tuned and do whatever they got, talking, but there's the entertainment from downbeat to last beat is there.
Yeah. And that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Great thing.
If I'm required to play for 90 minutes, I better be able to give you 3 hours.
Right.
I've got to be able to do double what you're going to ask me for, because you never know. If we do end up we're playing all night, encore after encore, if that happens, I need to be able to and give you full energy. Right. Full commitment to the very end. Right. Now,
and that doesn't happen.
Now I want you to brag a little bit. Who all are you playing with right now?
Right now I'm playing with Vegas Stars. Right? Okay. I play with Mars Hill sometime. I play with Mad Tight, which is a rock band. I'm playing in church, of course. If and when, what? Go ahead.
I was just saying it's Sunday.
Yeah, but we don't. The church is not open. We tape it. It already aired.
You're like, thanks, Rick, for throwing me under the bus, man. I'm getting struck down by lightning. I just wanted you to feel the love. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We already taped it. It's already done. Yeah, But if we go back to touring, I toured with a girl from LA named Diana Rain.
Okay.
So I was in the Home Alone. So
nice.
Now touring. So that's why I was on tour with when it
all hit.
Yeah.
That's
so,
wow.
And people call me, I get calls, see if I can sub in, play whatever. So
I've watched you many times. I've sat on your kit before. I'm a huge fan. I love watching you play. I mean, really. And one of the things that I will tell you, little fan in here, is you do play a smaller kit. And you do rock everything. You utilize it all. So I think that's why I was so excited, because I mean, we're friends outside of here. But to be able to just have a little drum part, and I know everybody's like, Rick, all you talked about was drums. I'm a drummer. For those of you that didn't realize it, I am a drummer. I will talk drums. I mean, have you not noticed a lot of my guests are drummers? Have you not noticed over my shoulders that there are drums?
Drums, yes.
But one of the things I was looking forward to chatting with you is because I've seen you play so many times, and I do know a little bit of your history. I mean, you've had an awesome career. You played with some great bands over the years, and again, you're always there. And you're the kind of drummer that I love, because you're not out front and flashy like me. Like, I'm a big mouth, but you're steady. And I know that when you get behind the kit, I mean, you're going to bring it. You're going to throw down.
You have to.
I know that we have a mutual dear friend, Mr. Chi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And Chi, honestly, I feel very blessed. And I know that you and him are really close, and you've played with him before. And so for me, again, it's a seat of honor, because he's such a phenomenal musician, but he's a great human being. I'm very proud to call him a friend.
Yes,
and you and I, again, it's almost like a club now. Like drummers that get to sit in for him. He demands a lot out of the position, and I like that, being in a band with any band that I play with, when the other musicians, especially the leader of the band, demands that you step up your game.
Yes, sir.
You know what? I might complain a little. I might fuss a little. I'm up to the challenge. I mean, just let me kick a little and flounder. I'm going to do it. I mean, I'll put in the time, and I know that I'm going to be a better person for it. I just like to bitch and moan.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I get you. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Were you the kid, or were you like me when mom yelled to come in? It was like, dragging my feet. Like, I was that kid that would walk through every yard, like zigzag across the street. Like, I will drag. She could see me coming, but
right. You're taking your time. Yeah,
it might take me 48 minutes to get half a block.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Do you remember the Dennis the Menace cartoons? And and he would go. They'd have the little dotted line for him going. So that is me. I'm like, you're laughing.
Oh
my God. Rick, it's time to come in, and I'm at the front of the driveway. An hour and a half later, like, I've been around the house, up on the roof, down over the fence. I was never more than one house away from my front door, but oh my God, I got stuck playing with a turtle. I started throwing rocks down the gutter. I mean, my Lord! Oh my
problem child.
So, anything big coming up, or are you just kind of holding tight till COVID?
Right now, nothing. Yeah. It's basically plowing, here and playing locally, and just trying to stay busy as much as possible.
Doing lessons?
I'm gonna start. People ask me, and even in COVID, they've asked me, "Hey, when you gonna do lessons? When you gonna start lessons?" Because I did it before, then I stopped.
Yep.
And I need to get back into it, because I love helping people. I'm not the kind of musician that keeps that to myself. I give what I have, and keep rolling.
I never thought of myself as a teacher, but I'm thinking about it because I've had so many people ask me.
Yeah.
Sammy Joe gives lessons.
Yeah.
You give lessons. I had Johnny Kelly on recently from
yeah.
Danzig. He's giving lessons.
Yeah.
Not that I'd be a great beginning teacher to teach. I'm not an advanced teacher by any means, but I'm thinking I may start giving some lessons. There's some folks that have asked me, you know, and not just for kids, but even some adults that want to.
Right.
They've dreamed of wanting to play drums. Okay, you know, I'm flattered you like the way I play. I'm pretty simple. Let me teach you, you know, kick snare, kick snare, kick snare, and you know, then get you over to kick snare, kick snare, and then we'll do kick snare snare kick. I mean, we can do the basics all damn day.
Oh yeah.
And again, the rudiments, which I actually got a big giant chart, a couple of them recently. You know, starting out with single stroke, the double stroke, the paradiddle, the double paradiddle, like all the 5-stroke rolls, and it's like I've been goofing around because I didn't learn. I was a teacher. I just taught myself how to play. Yeah. So now I'm like, I was just with Rocket Queen just opened up for the Kruligans out at Roanoke Chop Shop, and I was hanging out with Sammy, and I was talking to Jason, and I could play a double kick drum. You know that I can play that all day long. But when it comes to the songs like Red Hot, which is a I can't do it. They go, and Jason was like, how can that be? The beat you're playing is harder than, and I'm like, no, that's easy. It's straightforward. And he says it's like riding a bike. You know, you're pedaling. And I'm like, so even I have some lessons to take from my fellow peers. I don't think you ever quit learning, but I think
no.
I might have to take y'all's lead, and even though I'm going to start taking some lessons, also start giving some beginning lessons.
Yeah. And you'll see, like, in my experience, once you give lessons, and you'll see where your flaws are. And
I know. I mean, come on.
As well. No, it helps you because you're teaching someone else how to do something that you're doing, but it also enhances your playing as well. So you'll teach someone that, and you're like, oh, okay. And you're like, oh, what am I doing? I can just, it'll click because you're teaching someone else.
Yes.
It's a weird road you take when you start teaching, and then that's so to you playing.
When you go, I can hear it. There's some people out there right now going, what did he just say? I could go, geez, you know what I mean? Other people are like, they've lost their flipping brains.
that's drummer's lingo. We're sorry. That's drummer's lingo. Yeah, we like
every now and then we just twitch.
Yeah, it's like, sorry. We have a unique thing. Yes. Sorry.
I loved growing up in the 80s and listening to all the beatboxers just because the sounds, the rhythms, the beats they made with their mouth. And I was just like, I was absolutely in love with it. Just because even as a drummer, we tend to do that. Just walking around.
Right. Exactly.
I'll be in the shower and my wife will be like, quit leaning against the wall and playing drums with your mouth. I'm like, or I was playing with something. I'm not sure. All I heard was quit leaning against the wall.
Oh, Lord.
I'm telling you, my life is a riot. I get more entertainment out of being stupid, which
hey, you have to entertain yourself sometime.
I lost my monkey. Even my stuffed sock monkey doesn't like me anymore. He's gone. And if one of my dogs took him, they'll be hell to pay.
Yeah, it's probably one of your dogs probably have it. Probably.
I don't even think you should joke about that. That's not even funny. I mean, I'll cry. Grown man crying over his sock monkey. No, I'm kind of looking around, going, he is really. I have my sock monkey. Life is all good again. Oh my Lord! You know, Ralph, thank you for coming and hanging out with me. I told you I am not serious on my show at all. I don't ask people what's the greatest drum solo of all time. Because it's so subjective. And it sometimes changes with me because I have so many musicians that I admire. And I think honestly, The one thing that I keep hoping to leave with people is just love music. Just keep exploring. Don't just get so locked into your one music. Go out there and find other stuff. And you know, my son has turned me on to music that I never thought I would have listened to. And you know, he just gave me, what is it, DNC, Cake by the Ocean. That, you know, again, dance groups that I'm listening to. And I'm a Maroon 5 fan. You know, there's a lot actually that he throws my way. Even Latin music, which and I've always been a reggae guy. So now I'm listening to some Latin music and as well as I got.
So you should always broaden your horizons. Like me coming up in church, I played in church, so every single kind of beat you play in church.
Oh yeah.
And then when I went to college, I had my teacher was from Cuba.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when I went to college, I didn't read music, didn't know how to read music, never saw music, reading. I actually applied to go to Berklee School of Music in Boston. Got denied.
Okay. Oh, because
I didn't read. So I mean, but it was fine because it taught me to go and learn to read music. And then saw a professor, or one of the professors saw me at a show when I was in Boston, and like, dude, you need to come to Berklee. I'm like, I tried. They denied me. He's like, no, they didn't. I said, yeah, I can't read music. He's like, oh, okay, because that's a requirement to go to Berklee School of Music. You have to know how to read. So went to college, read, and me broadening my horizons is like listening to African music.
Beats, awesome.
Yes, yeah, and how they go in and out of things, like, huh? But it makes musical sense. So it's like, okay, and I sometimes implement a lot of things in playing that the average person doesn't know what I'm doing, but the drummer be like, oh, that's a Cuban beat.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, that's a Moroccan beat. Oh, that's a African beat. Like you intertwine it, but you still keep it groovy. So it's a good thing.
I have a cajon. I think that's how you pronounce.
Yeah.
I don't play it very often, but I have a doumbek. I've got two doumbeks, which I love because of the higher pitch. And I have a djembe that it's my brother's got it. So I'm going to buy another djembe. And I've sat in with the Rockaholics a couple times with nothing but a doumbek. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's fun, man. Get back to just your hands. I mean, we all beat on tables and doors and get back to just a hand drum. Again, I'm kind of getting back into some of the basics of it. Just why did we do this? I mean, I remember in my 20s drum circles, everybody brings their hand drums around and, they sit there and they might've been smoking something. I was just there to play drums. I mean,
hey, it is what it is.
I thought it was incense is all. And, but getting back to playing hand drums and again, learning the different beats and how they can intertwine and I will always take inspiration from guys like you and so many other drummers, that in the scene that just, it's an awesome brotherhood, sisterhood. It's a hood. I've got good friends like April, Michelle Graves, Jason, Chuck from Kill 'Em All. I mean, there are my buddy Bob Riddle, who I see all the time. There are so many drummers I could name right now that I'm in love with because they're all great people and they all have a different style and they all just love being drummers.
Yes, yes. And I love being a drummer. I love it. Love it.
Do me a favor. Don't ever quit inspiring people. Keep always going at it.
I'll do my best to. That's one thing I will never stop doing because I love what I do. I love it.
Hey, would you come back on the show again?
Yeah, anytime.
Maybe bring a bandmate with you?
Yes.
One of your bands?
Yes, anytime. You let me know when, I'm here.
Oh, you can shamelessly, when you're on the show, you can shamelessly plug your bands. That's part of coming on. So if you want to bring any of your bandmates, like, hey, Rick, let me know. We're always scheduling interviews. Definitely come back on and yap with me. Definitely. This is fun. This is normal to me. I mean, and I meet so many people. And thank you, everyone that has come up to me, especially I was out this past weekend and everybody kept coming up to me and go, I love watching your show. Thank you guys, really, from the bottom of my heart. This is just me. When you see me in public, I'm no different than I am right now. Right. I don't know how to act any other. I'm not going to put on air. I just find life amusing. I have questions. I have comments. I have experiences to share. And I just look like we should help each other. And I've said it for a few years now. I started Concert Connection for one reason only, to leave the scene better than I found it. We will continue to march forward and help everybody and anybody we can. And with that said, there's so many changes coming to Concert Connection this over the next few months as we get ready to dive into 21 and put the big 2020. Hindsight will be 2020. We'll look back and go, ooh. I'm going to get an I Survived 2020 t-shirt.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Right. Exactly.
But no, we are marching towards it. So still learning, still helping folks. If you want to come on the show, ask me. If you want me to promote your band, ask me. You can post it to my pages. Go to Facebook, like our Facebook. Ask your friends to share your stuff there at Concert Connection. I'm good with it. I've also got In the Pit with Rick. Share it. And if you want, we've got an app now. Go to inthepitwithrick.com. You can download the app and you can watch Concert Connection there. You can also use the calendar. The calendar gives you the ability to post your shows. I don't care what kind of band you are, what night of the week you're playing. It's a free app. Use that calendar. Let's get it in everyone's hand so that everybody always knows where the shows are. Let's support local music. Let's help promote. So again, if you can't find us on Facebook, well, you can start with iHeart Radio. We're also on Spotify. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. We have a Roku channel and we have an Amazon Fire channel. And that's it. Man, I'm getting worn out. My whole show is going to be announcing we are on enough platforms that you should be able to find the show. If you have a friend maybe and you're not a musician that's in a band and they're struggling to promote it, hit me up. Tell them about us. Let's promote it. There's a lot of sites we promote to that help promote. So because there are a lot of local Facebook, where the local bands are playing, Moose, Black Crow Productions. There are so many DFW tribute bands. There are so many local pages that you can promote to. And yes, I do promote them. It's good. That's what we want to do. We want to help each other get folks out to see music, experience, get away from it, release their stress and just relax.
Right.
Oh my Lord. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Again, you're not getting this 45 minutes of your life back. I've enjoyed very much. It was a great flavor. I'm glad we could suck it out of your brain. And yeah, now I sound like Hannibal Lecter. We're gonna have some Chianti later. That's gonna be my new drinker's choice, Chianti. No, I'm on a rum chata kick right now. So
yeah,
just saying that might be milk. It might not. Ralph, thank you for being my guest, friend. I can't wait to have you back on again.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It was fun time.
Make sure you stay safe.
Yes, sir. You too.
I'm Rick. This was Ralph. We're on Concert Connection, and we will see you in the pit.